can we take a moment to talk about this foul right here on Thiago Silva and how, for some reason, this is warranted to be an okay foul in the game of football, which again does not make sense to me at all, because what we're seeing in this clip is Thiago Silva being clipped by a player, by Simic. Now, you could argue maybe Simic doesn't notice that Thiago Silva's there, but I personally think that he sees Thiago Silva and then ducks over the way to try to hurt Thiago Silva. Maybe that's not his intention, but we've seen players do this multiple times throughout this entire season and seasons in the past. Harry Kane being one of those players that used to do this, but I don't think he does it as much. But really, this is a big issue when it comes to this sport, because again, this could really injure a player. As we saw with Thiago Silva, he did need some medical treatment. Luckily, nothing happened. He didn't break anything, at least not that I know of as of right now, but still, this could lead to a massive injury, resulting in a player never being able to play again. And I would almost consider this is just as bad as a player going studs up into someone's ankle. Yes, I know you can understand that studs up into someone's ankle can lead to a lot of injuries to ligaments, ankle breaks, things like that. But again, this type of injury itself or incident can lead to a lot of broken bones as well, which again can lead to a player never playing the sport again. And for some reason, this seems to just go under the radar when they look at this through VAR, through looking at the match after the game's been done, because really, again, this is something that should have ramifications after the game is done, because again, players are out there, it seems like, to hurt other players, which personally I am not a fan of. Obviously, there are some tactics to hurt other players on the other team, because as we know, Chelsea right now are a little injury prone. Our back line is thin. We do have multiple players out in our defensive line, so maybe Salzburg is looking at that and thinking, hey, maybe if we get Thiago Silva injured, that gives us a better chance. I'm not too sure. Maybe that's a coach or a manager's decision, or just the player itself thinking that. But really, this is something that needs to be addressed at some point, whether it is after this match or at some point down the road, because again, sooner or later, a player is going to get massively injured from this, and that is when it's going to be already too late to make those calls and decisions. Because if you start now before any major injury happens from something like this, that pretty much stops players from doing this. Because again, if you get to red card, misconduct, misses multiple games, players are not going to want to try to do this. But right now, because they're not being punished, they think this is a good way to possibly hurt someone, or again, just get in the player's ways. Because if you're going out 50-50 for a ball, this isn't happening. But the fact is, you're ducking and clipping a player, this is going to happen every single time. So whether he just moves out of the way or again goes up 50-50, then Thiago Silva and him, Simic, are going to go shoulder to shoulder, and there really shouldn't be any injuries at all. But again, I'm curious what you guys think on this, because in my humble opinion, this is a straight red card. I think this needs to be addressed, and there needs to be disciplinary actions against players that do this. But again, that is my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. So that is all I have for you today on Chelsea news. Chelsea are advancing to the round of 16 after their win today, which again is a bit surprising after our first two matches only getting 1 point. But again, we are moving on to the round of 16. So it's looking pretty good for Graham Potter and Chelsea right now. So again, I'm looking forward to what the rest of this future and season has for this club. So that is it, and I will see you next time.